So I just got out of a yoga class at the Asheville Yoga Center, and in the yoga class I had this really interesting experience where a song from Nako and Medicine for the People came on. And in the class, the yoga instructor was talking about being in integrity with your body. And it was this really interesting experience because I know over the past couple of years, a lot has come out about Nako not being in integrity with his body and abusing his power in sexual relationships and that kind of thing. And it brought up this kind of realization for me, like, how can we possibly expect these people in positions of leadership, spiritual leadership in the world, or people who are really well known for doing spiritual things, how can we expect them to know how to handle their sexual arousal, to know how to handle their sexual energy? Like, there's so much of a focus on spirituality and reaching new states of spiritual consciousness. We have breathwork, we have yoga, we have cacao ceremonies, there's ayahuasca retreats, there's mushrooms, there's qigong, there's like endless opportunities to get into these heightened spiritual states of awareness. And there's all these festivals and communities and organizations where you go to have these spiritual experiences and to expand your spiritual self. And in 99.9% of these places, sex is never talked about at all. Sex is like taboo to talk about. You just can't go there, you know? There's yoga festivals and yoga gatherings where you do all this spiritual practice and you're chanting mantra and doing malas, and sex is never talked about. And at the end of our class today, we all put our hands at our heart and bowed. It was nice, you know, doing the namaste thing. But again, that inherently avoids the genitals completely. And it's like the genitals are a hugely important part of our body and our entire existence. And our whole fucking culture just ignores them, and we don't talk about them. And so is it surprising when spiritual people who've spent years and years and years creating these blissful songs and practicing being blissful do some really stupid shit with their sexuality because they don't know how to navigate it, because they've never learned, because our entire society doesn't talk about it, and it's this shadow that just lives under the surface of everything? It's unfortunately not surprising at all. And I think we have this sort of like puritanically inspired idea that spiritual people should be better than, you know, the rest of the world in terms of being able to navigate sexual situations. And I would wager that as many spiritual people as there are who shittily navigate their sexual situations, there are that many people who are not spiritual who do it too. We just hear more about it when it's these spiritual leadership people, because we put them on a pedestal. They have received the same lack of sexual education as the rest of us. And so yeah, we need to be like namasteing from our heart and a hand on our genitals at the end. There we go. At the end of yoga classes. We need to be talking about sex in yoga festivals. We need to be talking about sex and having sex workshops and sexual shadow workshops fucking everywhere. Otherwise, it's just going to keep happening. And then you're going to be in a yoga class someday, and then another song is going to come on by an artist who's sexually abused people. Or I don't know the full details of Nako's situation, but at least grossly misused his power. And yeah. Morning rant, morning something. I don't know. We've got to talk about sex. We've got to talk about sex. We've got to talk about sex, especially in the spiritual world. Peace.